Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude, where I do trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, I review YouTube channels. Occasionally, I'll review a movie, but really, I just do whatever the hell I want. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude in my car. Okay, do you guys like conspiracy theories? I do. There's some crazy ones out there. This man does not believe in the sun. Yeah, you heard that right. He does not believe in the sun. So let's check this out.
They say it takes 1 million years for the heat to reach us. It wouldn't have dissipated a little bit over 1 million years. By the time it gets, I don't know, say 1 million miles away from the sun, it wouldn't have, Have you seen what happens when someone floats into space? They freeze instantaneously. It makes no sense.
You know, it is not often that I am genuinely surprised by the things somebody says. With the kind of content I make, I see a bunch of different people say a bunch of different stupid things. But every now and then, somebody comes along and says something so stupid that I have to sit there and reevaluate my way of thinking. And well, today is a perfect example of one of those situations. This guy that I found on TikTok, does not believe in the sun. No, I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. This guy does not believe that the sun exists. He thinks it's some sort of government-made illusion. And sadly, after going through his comments, I have learned that this is a frighteningly commonly held belief. This is one of those things that I guess I just assumed everybody accepted as true. Like, if you were to ask me, are there people out there who don't believe in the sun? If I thought about it, I probably would have said yes. But before seeing this TikTok, I guess I just never considered that this is something people do not hold a mainstream belief about. Because, I mean, like, how do you...
I mean, people believe that the moon landing was fake, so I guess there's people out there that would believe that there's not a sun. But what he said about everything freezing or whatever in space, that's because there's nothing there to absorb the heat, isn't it? So it would just shoot right through?
You not believe in the sun? But I guess we're about to find out, because we're gonna watch a few of his TikToks that he posted apparently defending this outrageous statement. So let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Let's talk about the sun, okay? Apparently, it is 150 million kilometers away. 100 million miles. And it burns around 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so we're already trying to misrepresent the information. Good start. By the way, there's probably going to be a lot of repeated information. Stuff I say in one TikTok is going to be stuff he responds to in the next. I think it would be hotter than just because a lot of the stuff he says is just plain wrong. For example, the sun only being 10,000 degrees. That is a very rough estimate of like the very outer surface of the sun. The temperature of the core in the sun is somewhere around like 30 million degrees.
Which is like close to 6,000 degrees Celsius. I used to work at a steel company, okay? To make metal, the furnaces burn around 2,000 degrees. And you can feel that heat from about, I don't know, 25 feet away. So you're telling me that something that only burns at 10,000 degrees can be felt at 150 million kilometers. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, because space is, you know, really empty. Not in like the grand scheme of things, like sure, but in the spaces of our solar system, there's practically nothing. There's nothing to absorb that heat other than our planets, including Earth. It also helps to realize that the sun is not the size of a tiny little steel furnace here on Earth. It's the size of approximately 1.3 million Earths. So something that big giving off that much heat, yeah, you'd be able to feel it a little further than 25 feet.
Did you realize that the sun is the size of 1.3 million Earths? I never realized it was that huge. That's huge.
Nuclear fusion and They say it takes 1 million years for the heat to reach us. It wouldn't have dissipated a little bit over 1 million years?
But it's going
by the time
constant.
it gets, I don't know,
This guy's nuts.
say 1 million miles away from the sun, it wouldn't have, you know?
Wow, it's really hard to watch people who have no idea what they're talking about when they think they're making a really good point. Because you can tell that they think that they are just conquering every argument when they're actually making zero sense. Yeah, man, the heat has dissipated quite a bit. That's why it's not 10,000 degrees on Earth.
Yeah.
Did you not consider that?
We'd be frozen. This place would be a ball of ice if that was the case. It makes no sense.
We'd be a ball of ice if what? Like, this guy isn't even making sense. Does he not realize the Earth has been around long enough? That 1 million years he said that it takes for the heat to travel from the sun to the Earth, that's passed by now? We really don't have to worry, because if it was 1 million years for the initial heat, well, the initial heat's already reached us. So now it's just a constant stream of heat that's been
Just keeps
traveling,
going,
reaching us every
going,
second.
going,
There's heat that'll
yes.
reach us now, heat that'll reach us in 27 minutes, heat that'll reach us in 800,000 years. You know, it's just constant. And I don't even know if it actually takes 1 million years. I'm just going off what he said to make it easy. The point is, the initial heat has already arrived.
I just made a post about how the sun makes no sense. And this is one of the comments. So matter deflects and space is lacking matter. There's not much that would diffuse the heat before it reached us. Nothing would diffuse the heat from 150 million kilometers. Have you seen what happens when someone floats into space? They freeze instantaneously, frozen.
I like how this implies that this guy has seen somebody freeze in space, which I actually wouldn't be surprised if he thought he has. This is the kind of guy who thinks that the moon landing is fake,
Yeah.
but that video he saw on YouTube of somebody freezing in space is real.
Where's the heat?
It's on the Earth
How did the heat
and the other
get to
planets.
us if space is an ice ball? I don't know either.
Okay, I'm not going to get into this yet because he's about to say something that makes it a whole lot easier to explain in just a second, but trust me, it does make sense if you just think for a second.
If you're with me right now, we're talking about the sun and how none of the facts make any sense. Here's another comment. You've never seen anyone freeze in space outside of movies. Get
Right.
real. Okay. But if you Google the information, it says space is minus 455 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not
This
in a movie.
guy's nuts.
That's just common knowledge, right?
Alright, so when you first hear this, you might think, okay,
Look
he
at his
kind of has a
eyes.
point.
He's
That's
crazy.
the problem with stuff like this. When people are just making up stuff for an argument on the internet, they can make it seem like it makes sense. Yes, it's true that space is very cold, but by acknowledging this, he kills his entire argument. The reason that the sun is able to warm our planets is because there's nothing, or very little, in space to absorb the
Right.
heat that it exerts, which allows it to travel such an extreme distance to warm our planets. Space is called space after all for a reason. It's space. There's nothing to absorb the heat is still there and it's moving, there's just nothing to absorb it, so we cannot perceive it. Space's reason for being cold, its inability to absorb heat, is literally why the sun does make sense. So thanks for making this a whole lot easier to explain.
Really pay attention, okay? Read these comments. My last few posts. All day long, I've been allowing these troll accounts to contradict themselves. And they attack you. And the guy goes, well, so you believe everything you see on Google? I'm like, no, I don't believe anything I see on Google. Go back to school. Yeah, but where did I get the information? I got it from school. Oh, so you believe everything that you learn in school?
So I don't really know what this guy's talking about here. I mean, he's saying he got this information from school. What school district taught you that the sun does not exist? I think there might need to be an education overhaul, wherever that might
Yeah.
be. And then the regurgitated anti-internet rhetoric. I mean, I understand that a lot of false information gets spread on the internet. Exhibit A, this guy's TikToks. But to still act like genuine research is not posted on the internet. I mean, are you stuck in like 2001? People do research and then put it on the internet instead of books now. That is very common. Of course, everything.
I kind of wonder if this guy's actually serious or if this is like a parody and he's like just making fun of people who believe this kind of stuff. What do you think?
Can't be trusted, but research generally is done on the internet now. Like, it's so annoying, it's so frustrating listening to this new wave of people who are like 20 to 50 years old, just not believing anything. I know I'm kind of ranting here, but it's just like, what do you believe in? Like, do you think these scientists are working their entire lives just to lie? Do you think they're being paid to lie about the sun? And the worst part is, it's always them spouting, do your research, until somebody on Facebook in a flat earth group says something that aligns with their beliefs. They'll believe that just at face value. They'll take anything as long as it aligns with them. Like,
Yeah.
why don't you do your research? There's plenty of research that says the sun exists. If you can prove to me, like actually prove it with science, that the sun does not exist, I'll accept it. But you can't. The people who are always saying do your research the most have not done their research. They just think of things that they can't understand because they don't have the capacity to learn, and then they want people to research against them and then provide them with facts that they cannot understand. This guy could watch my entire video, everything I just said about how the sun does
And he
make
won't
sense,
believe you,
and nothing
yeah.
would change. Because if
Yeah.
he understood that stuff from the beginning, he would not be making TikToks about how the sun does not exist. You just can't win. Whew, okay, that was a good rant. I feel good about it.
Wow. What do you guys think of that? I like that channel. That channel, by the way, is called August the Duck. August the Duck. I like that channel. That's pretty good. All kinds of conspiracy theories out there. I kind of do think maybe he was just making like a joke video. I don't know how anyone could be that serious about that, who could really believe that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, how about a joke? 3 conspiracy theorists walk into a bar, and you can't tell me that's a coincidence. Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And if you like this video, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't like it, then just shut up. And I will see you next time.